Did Tiny Harris just destroy her best friend's future with one video? Atlanta can't stop talking. Shocking reports are spreading that Shekinah Anderson could be facing up to 10 years in prison, and it all points back to one secret piece of footage that Tiny supposedly handed over to the court. What was once a friendship built on loyalty, laughter, and sisterhood has now turned into a painful story of betrayal, revenge, and heartbreak. People are calling it the biggest celebrity fallout since the massive lawsuit that shook the Harris family. Insiders say the footage Tiny submitted could finally reveal what really happened that night: the payments, the cover-ups, and the lies that went way too far. But here's the twist. Nobody outside the courtroom has seen the footage yet. Still, the rumors are already spreading like wildfire online. Was it real proof of Shekinah's guilt? Or was it Tiny's ultimate revenge plan? Social media is full of theories, and everyone has an opinion. But one thing feels certain: someone's about to lose everything. The story broke suddenly like lightning across the internet. One minute, people were scrolling through gossip headlines. The next, their phones buzzed with a breaking alert. Tiny Harris submits secret footage in Shekinah Anderson case. Within minutes, hashtags exploded: #Tiny footage, #Shekinah trial, #10 years. Everyone wanted to know what was in that video. For years, Tiny and Shekinah weren't just friends. They were practically sisters. From reality shows to behind-the-scenes moments, they shared laughter, tears, and loyalty, or so everyone thought. But behind those smiles was a story that had been cracking for years. When Tiny filed that $100 million lawsuit months earlier, it exposed secrets that shocked even their closest circle. Rumors claim Tiny's husband, T.I., had used her money to hide Shekinah's alleged pregnancy. The betrayal tore through Atlanta's elite scene like wildfire. When the court asked for evidence, no one expected Tiny to have anything. She had stayed calm through the chaos, almost too calm. But silence can be dangerous. Silence listens, watches, and waits. So when Tiny walked into the courthouse this time, she didn't come empty-handed. Insiders said she carried a small flash drive, barely big enough to notice, yet powerful enough to ruin lives. Her legal team refused to comment, but one anonymous court staffer whispered, "What's on that drive? It's not just receipts. It's history." By noon, reporters had crowded the courthouse steps. Helicopters hovered overhead. Fans cried, critics shouted, and cameras flashed like lightning. Inside, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Tiny's lawyers requested a private review, saying the footage contained sensitive material. The judge ordered the courtroom cleared. Journalists were escorted out, and the heavy doors shut with a sound that felt final. Shekinah sat trembling at the defense table, eyes darting toward the sealed evidence bag. Across from her, Tiny sat perfectly still, calm, collected, unreadable. She didn't look angry. She looked finished. When the courtroom reopened, Tiny didn't say a word. Her lawyer spoke instead. "Your Honor," he began, "this footage clarifies where the money went, who handled it, and why. My client has suffered both emotional and financial damage." The reaction said everything. Gasps echoed through the room. Even the judge leaned back, visibly shocked. Shekinah's lawyer objected immediately, demanding the footage be verified. But the damage was already done. By evening, the internet was in flames. Posts claimed the video showed Shekinah arranging hush payments, with money traced to secret accounts. Some said it even showed a clinic visit confirming a pregnancy. Within hours, podcasts and influencers were dissecting every rumor. Some praised Tiny for standing up for herself. Others accused her of using power to destroy a friend. Meanwhile, Shekinah's team broke their silence with one short statement: "The footage is being misrepresented. The truth will come out." But the world didn't wait for the truth. Online, people had already made up their minds. Alone in her apartment, Shekinah sat in front of the TV, watching her reputation crumble. Old clips of her laughing beside Tiny were replayed on every channel, now framed as signs of deceit. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Hundreds of missed calls, thousands of hate messages. She turned the phone face down, whispering, "How did it come to this?" Outside, paparazzi crowded the street. Cameras flashed through her windows, fear mixed with anger in her chest. She wanted to defend herself, to speak her truth, but her lawyer warned her to stay silent. "Anything you say can and will be used against you." Across the city, Tiny sat at home quietly, watching the storm unfold. Her publicist issued a short statement. Tiny Harris has nothing to hide. She stands by the truth. That one line triggered another wave of headlines. But not everyone believed her. Some insiders claimed the footage wasn't what it seemed, that it was edited, maybe even staged, to make Shekinah look guilty. One industry insider told an Atlanta blog, "The real truth is never clean. Whoever controls the footage controls the story." As the sun set, Atlanta pulsed with rumors. News vans parked outside Tiny's mansion. Shekinah's name trended in more than 20 cities. Even T.I. stayed silent, which only fueled more speculation. Back in court, the judge ordered the footage to be authenticated within 72 hours. Until then, Shekinah's bail was frozen, her passport seized, and her movements restricted. The next morning's headline read, "Shekinah Anderson faces 10-year sentence pending evidence review." The internet went wild. Clips of Tiny walking out of court, dressed in all white, head held high, played on repeat. To some, she looked like an angel walking away from chaos. But even angels have sharp wings. Because Tiny knew the truth. Once that footage became public, no one would walk away clean. Not Shekinah, not T.I., not even herself. And as Atlanta buzzed through the night, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about a video or a lawsuit anymore. It was a war between loyalty and truth, power and pain. And somewhere inside that tiny flash drive was the secret that could destroy them all. Shekinah's mother cried out as cameras flashed and chaos filled the courtroom. Tiny looked away, her face unreadable. Officers stepped forward, and Shekinah's knees gave out. Her lawyer whispered, "We'll appeal. Stay calm." But her tears told the world she was broken. When the handcuffs clicked, she glanced at Tiny one last time, her lips barely moving. "Why?" Tiny stayed silent. Each step toward the holding area felt like walking through fire. Every moment was recorded, shared, and turned into entertainment. By the time Shekinah reached the police van, the internet had already judged her guilty. Memes, remixes, and endless commentary filled social media. The scandal had turned into a spectacle. Across the city, T.I. paced in his studio furious. "They'll come for me next," he muttered. His manager warned, "You stayed silent too long. Now that silence looks guilty." Meanwhile, rain fell steady outside, matching the mood that hung over Atlanta. Tiny sat alone on her balcony, scrolling through headlines she never wanted to see. Tiny destroys her best friend. Tiny delivers justice. The truth, she thought, was somewhere in between. She hadn't wanted revenge, just peace. But peace never comes quietly. 3 days later, the courtroom was packed again. The footage had been verified. No loopholes, no more defenses. When the judge spoke, his words cut through the air. "The evidence is clear. Miss Anderson is found guilty of perjury, obstruction, and financial misconduct. Sentenced to 10 years in state custody." Gasps filled the room. Shekinah stood frozen as the gavel fell. Reporters shouted, flashbulbs exploded, and her mother sobbed. Tiny didn't move. When their eyes met for a brief second, there was no anger, just disappointment. A silent message passed between them. "We both lost." That night, rain fell again across Atlanta. Tiny stared out her window, wondering if justice had gone too far. In her cell, Shekinah whispered to herself, the truth was never the whole story. And somewhere out there, another secret waited to rise, because in this city, no verdict is ever the end. It's only the start of the next chapter.